Hello, All Your Brace Chris here with another video. This one's pretty obscure, probably only interests about 6 people on the planet, but therefore it needs to be done. So, if you have a MiSTer FPGA and you want to try something interesting out on the Minimig core for the Amiga, then I've been trying out Coffin OS. So, Coffin OS is the operating system that was released for the Vampire accelerator cards and the Vampire standalone. So it's really designed for something using the 68080 processor, not like the 020 in the MiSTer, but it's still something fun to play with. So in this video, I'm going to show you how to, first of all, get Coffin OS working with WinUAE, the free Amiga emulator on a PC, and I'm going to show you how to use WinUAE to then create 2 files that are capable of being read by the MiSTer. So, without further ado, you need to get a copy of Coffin OS. Here we have revision at 57. It comes as a zip file, and inside that zip file, you get the image file and a kick ROM. Then you need to get some kind of 32 GB or greater USB key or SD card. Ideally, a USB key, it'll be easier. And then you need to use something like Blana Etcher to write the image file to your USB disk. You will get this error saying it's not a bootable image because it can't be read by the PC. Don't worry about that. Hit continue, select your target. In this case, I have a 32 GB Ultra USB 3 SanDisk device. Hit select, hit flash, go through your Windows command processor command prompt, and then in my case, I then have to wait for a good 30 minutes for it to flash. So I'm not going to make you sit through this, and I'll be back very shortly. And we're back. So the flash finished successfully. Next step is to open up WinUAE. You do need to run it as an administrator for this. And seeing as we want things to run nice and smoothly, we're going to make this a bit of a blistering system. So CPU, let's do 68040. CPU emulation speed fast as possible. We'll go to ROM next, and we want the kickstart file that came in the Coffin OS package, which is this one. RAM, let's give ourselves plenty. Let's say 256 meg of fast RAM should do it. RTG board, we want graphics acceleration, so UAE Zorro, let's give ourselves 8 meg of that. Right, CD and hard drives. We need 2 hard files. Before we do that, we need to mount the USB drive, which has Coffin OS on. So, literally add hard drive. From the drop-down list, look for your 30 gig. There it is, the RDB hard drive. Boom. Right, now if I hit start now, it should boot into Coffin OS. Go. It's going to ask you for your input preferences. I'm British, so let's use British. And I'm in the United Kingdom, so save. Let's not bother with network, and we'll boot with visual preferences. So yeah, this is Coffin OS. Let me double check that it's picking it up all right. Yes, lovely. So yeah, this is based on 3.9 Workbench. And most of the stuff will work, so including WHD load games, ScumVM, that sort of thing. Demos, let's do something interesting. Okay, whatever. But yeah, so Coffin OS is booted up here. See, it's got plenty of games on it. Now, my imagination, that doesn't appear to be running properly. I'm sure there's some explanation to it. Right, so I'm going to reset that. This time round, it should load Coffin OS without asking me about the location stuff because it saved it to the drive. There. As you can see, it booted it a little bit happier this time. So, how would you run this on the MiSTer? Well, as you can see, we do have two separate partitions. We have the programs partition, which is 23 gigabytes in size. And then you have the system partition, which is 250 meg in size. So we need two hard drive images. So F12, add hard file, path, to leave that as is. So we're going to new hard disk image file. We need about 25 gigabytes. So let's round that up to 2,600 megabytes. Create. It's going to ask where you want to put it. So put it here, and we'll call this one Coffin 1. No, Coffin 2, because this is going to be DH1. So that's the big one. Actually, forget what I said. We'll do this the sensible way. So we're going to do a 250 megabyte image first. Create. Call that Coffin 1. Save. And OK that. And then we're going to add hard file. It's already created the other one, Coffin 2. Add that one. OK that. So they come in as DH1 and DH2, although they won't be mounted as that because of the image we're booting up first. So I'm going to reset that. And Coffin OS should boot up, and there'll be two new drives. They won't be initialized, but they should appear. There we go. DH1 uninitialized, DH2 uninitialized. So we just need to format these. And we're going to give them the same name as the DH1 on this one, which is system. So quick format, system. Okay. And that one's been done. Quick info, icons, format disk. And we're going to call this one programs. Quick format, and format. This won't be quite as quick as the other one because it's a bigger disk. Yeah, it's just working its way through it. So this might take a little while, so I'm going to pause it here and come back once it's done. And it's done. So we have here programs and system, and we have here programs and system. So these are the two hard drive image files that we've created. Now, luckily, Coffin OS comes with a nice copy of directory Opus. And actually, it's booted into the wrong version. So I'm just going to hit F12 and we're going to reset Coffin OS. It sometimes opens up a version of directory Opus that isn't quite right. There we go. So, DHO, which is our 250 megabyte one. And then we need to mount the other drive, which, if we remember correctly, was DH1_0. And as you can see, it's empty. So if we go back to, we need to select this one, system, 125 megabytes. And then we want to select all. And then we select copy. Shouldn't take particularly long on this one. This is the reason why we've maxed the CPU on the UAE, because if you try to do this in real time, it would take forever. And with that in mind, it's still going to take a very long time. Okay, so now we've got matching systems. So now we want DH1, which is program. And if we now go to DH2_0, there we go. We now have the empty programs disk. All, copy. This is going to take a considerable amount of time. Also, you will get a couple of copy errors when you're doing this. Just skip them when it pops up. I'm probably going to speed up this part of the video so you can see the process running through. And I'll slow it back down once this is finished, or if anything untoward happens. Now, it's just aborted. I don't know why. So leave it as is and hit copy again. Just hit replace all. And we are done. That took a long time. Right, I am now going to remove device UAE 0. And I'm going to reset this, and hopefully it should boot up as expected. Not, as the case may be. I have made a mistake here. I need to change this to be DH0 and this to be DH1. It shouldn't make a massive difference when you come to copy things across the MiSTer, but just for this, here we go. There we go. So it looks like the images I've made appear to be working. Let's double check, open up programs, games, yeah. Okay, brilliant. So now we've got 2 working disk images on WinUAE. So what we need to do now is we need to copy these across to the MiSTer. So here we have Coffin 1 and Coffin 2. Now I already have these copied across by MiSTer, and I'm not going to waste any more time by showing you them copying across because it takes forever basically. So I'm going to stop the video here and I'm going to pick it back up as soon as the MiSTer's configured. Okay, and here we are in the MiSTer. So, computer, Minimig. I've got it set to boot into a different image, so you're going to have to ignore that for a moment. So we need to configure this to run the Coffin OS. So hard disks, primary master, Coffin 1, primary slave enabled, Coffin 2, memory, give ourselves the maximum, kick ROM, we want this. This is the this kick ROM I've got selected as the one that came in the Coffin package. So now if I hit reset, fingers crossed, it'll boot up. The graphics will be messed up because I haven't enabled RTG on the MiSTer image yet on here. But let's see what happens. I've got activity lights going on the MiSTer. It's definitely reading the hard drive. Okay, booted into low res, low colors. But that's booted up. Okay. So, next step, let's get RTG working. Now, on one of my videos on my channel, I do show you how to use a disk I made for RTG. And I'm going to bring that in now. So, the install RTG disk that I made. We don't need to do step 1 because Picasso is already installed on this image. So, just double click step 2. Going to ask if you want to overwrite the settings. We do, so hit yes. And that's that. So if we now reboot, nothing will have changed once it's booted up, but it does give me some options to change the screen modes now. This image does take a long time to boot up. I don't know if it's something to do with the kick ROM or what. We don't need the install disk anymore, so take that out. System. Preferences. We want screen mode. There it is. Here we go, MiSTer. These are set. Let's go for the maximum. Let's try 1080p. Give it a test. I can see the screen. I'm going to hit use and see if it works. There we go. Coffin OS in 1080. As soon as that appears to be working, let's save that. Okay. Let's see, make sure this is stuck. So reset it once. And hopefully this time when it boots up, it's running in 1080. There we go. It's still loading the wallpaper image and the little toolbar here. But yeah, it looks good. There. We've even got the RTG seems to be working okay. We've even got transparency effects. It's slow. It's slower than on an actual Vampire because while the Vampires have what they call a 68080 system, the MiSTer emulates a 68020. Slightly faster than original 68020, but nevertheless, it's still pretty slow. Well, I mean, usable. As you can see, the windows move around quite nicely. Why don't we see exactly how we're dealing with a benchmark? Okay, that's not the benchmark I thought it was. Okay. Flops, I think it is. So this is how we stack up. So we're quite a bit faster than the stock 1200, but we're nowhere near as fast as an A300 or a A4000, A3000 or an A4000. But yeah, I mean, we're 2 times faster than the 1200, blah, blah, blah. Yeah, okay, so there you go. Exit out of here. Then quit. It's Amiga mark. Let's have a look. Processor. I'm going to do all the boring stuff first, and I'm going to try and load some programs. Bear in mind, a lot of stuff won't work because it's expecting a different processor than the MiSTer simulates. Okay, this looks like I've managed to lock the system here, or it's doing something. I'll tell you what, let's just reset it, and we'll go do something a bit more interesting. So some stuff will work, some stuff won't work. Some stuff is expecting different processors, some stuff's expecting a different configuration. The Vampire is multitude times faster than the MiSTer. The MiSTer attempts to emulate like a sort of slightly faster stock system, while the Vampire is all about speed. It's cool. It is not powered by a 680080, by the way, the MiSTer. Right. So first of all, let's open up this. And do the Frontier test again. If you remember when I tried it on WinUAE, it didn't look right. Pretty sure that's because of some weird setting I had. And also, I haven't managed to get networking running on this, although I imagine it is possible, as you can do stuff with PPP. I don't understand Amiga networking as well as I should. So let's see as it's loading. This is just basic WHD load. Right, let's organize this. Okay, iGame. I don't know what's up with iGame. Let's try the old-fashioned. Right, there we go. That seems to want to run now. Change screen modes. Ah, here we go. Graphically, it's running better. So yeah, double HD load games work from the Coffin OS. It does have the complete collection. Again, dubious legalities aside. But there are also special games that are for accelerated Amigas, which are included. I would expect most of them to not run, or the ones that do run to run very poorly. They'll all be in games. So here we have loads of stuff. Amiga Descent. Let's see if this even fires up. No. See, FPU. Not simulated by the MiSTer. Okay, let's try ADO. Okay, 640 times 488 bit. Yeah, better try and keep it low. Ooh, 10 frames per second. I'm actually really quite surprised at how well this is running. I mean, obviously, it's trapped in a window. Let's try different screen modes. I mean, obviously, 8 frames a second. I mean, it's not brilliant, is it? Try that again. See if I can use one of the accelerated RTG modes and see if that makes a difference. Oh, I was using one. Okay. Let's try a non-accelerated mode. PAL at low res. That looks like the performance is even worse. Oh yeah. No, we don't want to read this. Alright, well let's try that one more time. Do an accelerated mode but lower resolution. No, why don't we just try 1080 and see exactly how it looks. MiSTer. Okay, that's obviously not quite right. So I mean, this is what I mean. Stuff isn't running as you'd hope. How about Duke Nukem? Yeah, Duke Nukem. Will this even run? Don't know. Well, you've got no disk activity. Let's try again. Yeah, okay, it does. It's either currently loading that's going to take forever, or it's having none of it. Quake 2? Nope. Wolfenstein. Oh, there we go. Quake 2 was just like, nope, forget it. Hammy Wolf RTG. Oh, let's see what happens there. We do have accelerated graphics on the MiSTer at the minute. Some good work there. I think we have another issue. Hammy Wolf RTG doesn't want to work. Oh, I've managed to crash the system. We've got a guru meditation, folks. It was bound to happen. It's alright, we will soldier on. So if anybody ever asks, can you run Doom on a MiSTer using the Amiga, you can say yes, it runs like poo, but it does run. I still think it's an amazing achievement that we've got 1080p Workbench running on it. And I have to say, Coffin OS is the nicest looking Workbench replacement I've used. Okay, no. Diablo 68K, I wonder. I'm actually a little bit more hopeful this should work. I think, yep. Working well? Maybe. We've got disk activity happening. Well, I think it's working. I think we're in sub 1 frame per second territory here. It's loading. And it's crashed. Right, okay. Right, go away then. Oh. I think we're going to have to force a reset. I still think this is really cool. Excuse me a second. I'm going to try and adjust the There we go. I have turned down the audio coming from the MiSTer. Where were we? Games. Right, Diablo didn't work. What's Dynamite? Oh, it looks like a Bomberman clone. Nice. Allocating pens. Pretty cool. What else have we got? Earth 2140, that's the RTS, isn't it? Exalt. Oh, right, okay. Exalt. Let's just do a local game. Okay, I'm not going to get into this, so. Oops. There we go. Yeah, Exalt. What's that? What's it called? Lord British thing. Doesn't matter. Doesn't work. Okay, suspend. Foundation Gold. Free space demo. Ooh, I'd be surprised. Software emulation. 3D. Will Warp 3D work? There's only one way to find out. Bet you it doesn't. Yeah. Let's try software emulation. I think this will work, but I think it will be incredibly slow. Nope. Okay, never mind. You can open it up on WinUAE. In fact, most of these will work on WinUAE. Free Space Demo Guardian Assist is a special edition. Might need to boot up my joystick for this one. And as soon as I hit fire, it just crashed out of it. Okay, never mind. Bloom 3. Don't worry about that. That's good. Nope. Part of the Alien. Flashback. 2, isn't it? Not Flashback, Another World. Oh no, Gloom appears to be wanting to fire up. Oh no, I've just crashed it, that's all. Something's going on. We've got hard disk activity. Yeah, there we go. It was a crash. Okay. Heart of the Alien. Heart of the Alien is Another World, Part 2. Which wasn't released on the Amiga originally. Well, I never. Hmm. Ah. Well, I would argue it's not running well. I was surprised that booted up. I thought that would run fine on a Vampire. Excuse the annoying resolution change. I think I can remove that in the settings for the MiSTer Heretic. I imagine this will run as badly as Doom did. I think it's based on Doom. We've got disk activity anyway. Something's happening. I am not hopeful this will run well. It's still loading. I'm looking at my lights on the MiSTer and it's doing stuff. There we go. Not doing stuff fast, but it's doing stuff. I even pulled out my joystick just in case. Getting excited here. If Heretic doesn't run well, then we can probably skip Hexen 2 and H Hexen. Oh, okay. Definitely some kind of resolution issue here as well. Well, that was definitely worth the wait, wasn't it? Vampire 2 mode set, yeah. Graphics CPU 68020. Okay. Hydrocastle Labyrinth. I don't know. Can't be bothered. Mist. Oh, what do you reckon? I think this will be a massive non-starter because of all of the video. Screen mode. Okay. Enter Mist. Got audio. It's loading something. Hmm. It's taking its time loading stuff up. I think this is a non-starter. Just it's loading. It's loading stuff we've got hard drive activity running on. Okay. Maybe I'm too impatient, but I don't think that was going to be a good gameplay experience. I think we can just assume that the games that will run won't run well, and the ones that won't run just we're never going to run anyway. So I'm going to have a look at some apps now. So we've got 2D and 3D apps. FX Paint, Graphics Paint, TV Paint. So these are all paint programs. Photogenics, video editor. These, we've got a fairly good chance of most of these running, I think. ScumVM doesn't work. I've tried it. Shapeshifter does work, but it's very slow. Didn't know that, but I also can't click anything. Okay. I think this is a... Oh, yeah, I think this is a no. Oh, no, I take it back. It's just running a bit slowly. Yeah. Oh, yeah, I mean, no. Yes, I'm pretty sure I want to quit. So that's obviously a Photoshop app for the Amiga Pro. Welcome to Art Pro. I don't know what I am doing. Load. My files, maybe? No. We do have images. Right, okay. Forget it. What will you do? I will do nothing. So these are all arts programs, graphics programs, 3D stuff. Cinema 4D, that won't work. It's design that this is the 68060 version. Lightwave 3D will run, I believe. I'm not sure if that was Lightwave. FP might stand for floating point, which I don't have. So let's try the non-floating point version. There we go. Change the face. Oh, there we go. No, that's not right. Either is it. Okay, never mind. No. No, 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 no. Let's try the big quit button here. There. That's so it kind of works. Plotter 3D. It's what the CAD program. And POV Ray. Unable to open your tool. Let's try POV GUI. Ah. Render. Render the fish. I really have zero idea why I am trying to do a 3D rendering program on an simulated Amiga. It's not running anyway. The FPU failed, so I'm trying to run it as an FPU. That sounds a bit of a bust. Emulators. Ooh, oh, PlayStation emulator. I wonder. I reckon this will run brilliantly. He lied. Hmm. Do we have any? Okay, so that's a PlayStation emulator. Wow, don't expect anything to run particularly well. Or back to reset and reload. I do see the irony of running an emulator on a simulated MiSTer, which will do such a better job on stuff. Let's see, EUEA. Oh, we don't need that. Let's try Magic 64. Let's see if it does anything interesting. Frantic Freddy. Boulder Dash. Right. Let's see. Start. Do you load stuff again? Is it like that, is it? No. Okay. Poo file. Ah. Let's see. No, okay. D64 tapes. Load and run. Well, unsurprising to anybody, it runs like crap. Okay, so DOSBot. No, I mean I fail to see the point. Not on the MiSTer. Internet, none of this is going to work. But there is stuff here. Music, we've got MP3 players as well. That won't work well. Get pretty rough performance if you try it. And also I'll get hit with a copyright strike, so go on then, let's try.
Are you trying to be busy with this?
Yeah, it's did it.
You know I'm
Yeah, I don't think I need to worry about a copyright strike there. That's caning the CPU. Stop. Please, stop. Get it to respond. Am I going to have to reset this again? You'd have to be insane in the membrane to try and run MP3s on a stock MiSTer. Please excuse that. Oh, and once again, this is in compatibility mode, the HDMI. My capture card doesn't like it if I run it in the proper HDMI mode. It just says there's no signal when in fact it runs really quite nicely, but whatever. The mod. This is a real-time spectrum analyzer, apparently. Obviously mods Mod players work fine. Go on. Ah, there we are, Pro Tracker. Well, let's see. How long's it been since I used Pro Tracker? Talking. How many years? 31. That's like 12, okay. Right. Let's try that one. There we go. It's happy with that one. Main menu. Play. Yeah. Remember when we all got Pro Track and thought we were going to be the next big thing? So productivity. Well, that all sounds really interesting. Final writer and stuff. Go on, let's see if we can get final writer running. I see no reason why it wouldn't work. Okay. Hi there. This is riveting. Project. Quit. No. Programming. Amos. Let's see. Should I have done the execute me first? Who's Paul Barker? I mean, I'm Paul Barker. Right, okay, so that's it to work. Let's try that execute me first. I did something. Well, good, because I executed that first. It apparently locked the system. Yeah, that's locked up solid. I might try that. I'm going to go into the video section, show you that videos don't work, and then I'm going to call it a day because the video feels like it's gone on for 150 years at this point. So, yeah, the question is, yes, can you run Coffin OS on a MiSTer? Yes. Should you? It's not the most satisfying experience in the world. It does look very nice. But it is slow. Especially if you compare it to something like the Mega AGS image. Oh, let's have quick look in tools. Oh, look at all these tools. And what do they do? I don't know. Which Amiga? Go on, which Amiga is this? It is an Amiga 1200. It's cool, isn't it? Yeah. These are all pretty cool. Frying pans. All right, okay, for burning discs, I see. Don't have a CD drive, and I'm not running on a real Amiga. These stuff, I mean, these things would be brilliant if you actually had a Vampire accelerator. ScumVM doesn't work. I've tried it. Temp folder. Tools we've just looked at. Videos. Loads of copyrighted stuff on here. Not that it matters because they won't work. There we go. Download the M68K version instead for the. Well, I'm not even going to bother because it isn't going to work. Yeah, so Apollo, pretty nifty. But doesn't really do anything that other stuff can't do. As an example, I am going to show you Mega AGS, which doesn't have RTS added to the system as of yet. But this is a graphical list for going through games and demos. But if you hit escape, it drops you into a workbench shell Oops. Brilliant. But you'll notice how quickly that booted up in comparison to Coffin OS. And this has some apps on it as well. So this is Cinema 4D. This is the version that works. But it's basic AMOS. Eagle Prayer. I mean, yeah, it's not as comprehensive as Coffin OS. I mean, it's very basic workbench, but running on a 3.4, I believe. There we are. Cool. So, yeah. I've been All Your Base Chris, and I hope you've enjoyed this deep dive into the Coffin OS on MiSTer. Is it worth it? Why not? You know, it's something else to play with. On the other hand, it doesn't run particularly well because the MiSTer's attempting to be an Amiga 1200, which would run Coffin OS particularly badly as well. Anyway, thank you so much for your time, and I'll see you later. Bye bye.